soon as I get ready to start. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Kid, back at you once again, right here in the DR. Still at it, man. Still at it, baby. I just want to check in with you guys and talk about something that, honestly, not a lot of people have shared about in our community. You know, the GoWild Pass for Frontier. I think it's something worth talking about. So make sure you like this video. Give me some subs. You know, if you appreciate this kind of content. I believe this is my second year with the GoWild Pass through Frontier. So let me just break it down for you guys. All right. So Frontier Airlines does this service called the GoWild Pass. It's controversial. Some people like it. Some people don't like it at all. And I just want to chime in on it and give my opinion on it. So what is the GoWild Pass? Well, the GoWild Pass is a pass that is offered. Is this shaky? GoWild Pass is going to be the leftover tickets that when they couldn't fill a flight. So it's not going to be every flight all year round. And there are some blackout days. But there's enough where you can generally kind of get where you want to get to the same week that you want to get there. And later on in this video, I'm going to explain like who it's best for and who shouldn't get it. But I'm going to get back to that in a second. You get steep discount on the leftover tickets. So these are going to be flights that would either force them to cancel the flight because there aren't enough seats filled, or they're just trying to fill up the airplane and get some money off of it. So that's these leftover flights that end up being on this GoWild Pass. I don't know how they do it. They got AI or whatever, but they calculate like there's going to be a certain number of seats that are going to get filled, and then they offer those as GoWild Pass flights. So you pay that flat rate. So it's like anywhere from $299 to $699 a year or a season, or however you do yours. And then you book your flights at a steep discount. So it's almost like insurance in a way, because they're betting that you won't save more than the package is worth. And you're betting that you will save more than the package is worth. You know, the GoWild Pass is worth. So probably most of the time they're right. But if you're intentional about using it, you can really save a lot of money. Like I said, I think I'm on my second year with the GoWild Pass. The first year I had it, I used it a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean a lot. Probably like every month I was flying somewhere. This year I've slowed down a little bit. I think so far this year I've probably done 3 or 4 trips, and it's already, you know, getting towards the end of the year. But for most people, that still be considered a frequent flyer. But I started using it a couple of years ago because I would do these little short trips that would be, in my opinion, a little overpriced for what they were. So I started looking at the GoWild Pass. Look at these dogs. This is a common thing when you get into Latino communities. So, wild dogs. You're roaming around a lot. I think they're cute. They're seemingly harmless, at least. But so I picked up the pass and I started using it. And so what I did to see if it had any value.
Hey,
Hello.
they give me a little stick like
Get your little selfie stick. Where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina. Where are you from?
Oh, okay. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Nice. Do you
Yeah.
live here or are you visiting?
I'm visiting.
Oh, I live here.
Oh, do you? Oh, lucky you. Yeah, I'm in progress on that. I was scouting houses on this trip.
Nice, and I love that.
Oh,
I love
thank
your
you.
necklace. Looks tight.
Thank you. So yeah, maybe I can get your number and
For
you
sure.
can give me some tips on where not to buy
Oh yes,
properties
oh
at.
my God! And I have good friends that are in real estate, and they like kind of help me maneuver because when I first moved here, oh my God, I'm sorry, we in the middle of something.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let
You
me
gotta
take
share.
down your number real quick.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. That's just kind of what happens down here. Like I said, it's a lot of expats, and so there's a lot of people down here. And you'll just be walking along, and if they recognize your American accent or something, they'll just start trying to talk to you. So that's literally what just happened there. But as I was saying, the GoWild Pass is basically a discount membership through Frontier Airlines. Frontier is, for those who know, who don't know, it's an American-centric airline. I don't know if they have services to other countries, but maybe Puerto Rico. I don't know. That's a U.S. territory. But basically, they have a huge network of airports and planes that provide service to a lot of the popular airports around the United States. And if you're not looking to do anything too fancy, particularly if you're traveling alone, a lot of times it doesn't make sense to, spend all this extra money on your airline tickets. Now, if you want to or you need to, you could certainly do it, but it's just not necessary to always be spending, top dollar on a flight. So as you start to travel more, you start to realize, number one, that most of the airlines, this traffic down here is ultra crazy. But as you start to travel more, you start to realize that most of these airlines offer, I'm going to just kind of pace in this area because once I move past here, it's going to get real loud and there's going to be people trying to sell me stuff. So I'm going to just kind of stay in this area for a minute. Looks like kids are getting out of school, so it's a lot of traffic around here. But, and this is my opinion, but the more you start to travel, the more you start to realize, and as you use the different airlines, they're all basically similar. A lot of them use the same airplanes. A lot of them, again, this is a generalization. It's not always true. So if you're a person that flies, coach or first class on every flight, and you got to always have the best, do your thing. And nobody's mad at you. But for a lot of men, especially out there who don't necessarily need to have all of that stuff on every single flight, a lot of times, like those in-between flights or that situation where you're just trying to get somewhere, you're not really worried about like having this posh experience on the airplane. You're just trying to get somewhere. That's where, this thing comes in really handy, this Frontier Airlines thing. So anyway, that's how I ended up getting it. They have different rates. So one is like $299. Them girls are scoping me hard. Sheesh. One was like $299, I think, for like the basic package. That'll be like a summer package if you're going to be traveling during the summer a lot. That works really well. There's also a package that's like, I think 6 months out of the year or something like that. That one will usually go for like a little bit more, maybe like $399 or $499, something like that. That's cool. And then you can get like the one that I got, which is all year round, which I think that one is, at the time of this video, was like $599, I would say, somewhere in there. But that will get you, year round discount packages. I took a spreadsheet and I just started tracking the savings, how much it was costing me and how much I was saving. And I heavily use it. Okay, got some bachata. Bachata, bachata. That's how they be rolling down here. In like 8 months of using this GoWild pass, I saved about, so what I did was it's basically like a price comparison. So looking at the advertised public price just for the ticket on Frontier, not on another airline, just on the same airline I was using, Frontier. Just the regular price versus, what's the package they have? Oh gosh, I forget the name of it. And I had that first, and I liked that because it saved, $20, $30 a flight or whatever. So that's what got me interested in the GoWild Pass. Then the GoWild Pass is like the cheapest one. Now, so in my case, like I said, I had a spreadsheet and I calculated how much I would save off of each flight if I had bought the regular ticket. And I think you need to do at least 4 flights for it to be worth your time with any of these packages. If you're not going to fly at least 4 times during the length of this package, you're not going to save any money. You might as well just buy them at the full price. But if you're going to fly more than 4 times during that season that you have that package, okay, I'll just put it like this. I'll send put a screenshot up of my spreadsheet, and then you can see for yourself. But I would just say, on average per flight versus what I would have paid for, the same carry-on check bag or whatever, I think I saved an average of like $40 to $60 a flight on average, each direction. Because with the GoWild Pass, it's one-way tickets only. All right, so that's the other part of what it is. But if you're cool with that, then like I said, I think the lowest amount I saved on a flight was like $40. Some of them I saved as much as like $150 to $200 per direction, right? So the flight might be $250. I paid $65 for that flight. There might have been a flight that was $180 one way, and I paid $89 for the flight. All right, so you're starting to get the gist of what I'm saying here. So that's kind of what it is. That's how the savings work. And like I said, over the course of like an 8-month period, I saved about $1,000 altogether. Now, once you get past that threshold of whatever the payment you made, then every savings that you get after that is just money back in your pocket, right? You paid for the package, and now you're just putting money back in your pocket. But you have to be a frequent flyer if you want the full benefit, as aforementioned. If you fly once or twice a year, don't get the GoWild pass, because you're not going to use it enough to save any money off of it. Kind of broken down what it is, how you save money. Now, who is it for? It's meant for frequent flyers, people that don't know how much they're going to travel, but they know they're going to travel a lot. That's who it's for. So people that are going to travel more than 4 times per year, keep listening. Everybody else, don't even bother. All right. Who is it for specifically? Not just frequent flyers. It's going to be for people who have a flexible schedule. All right. So these are people who can move their dates around a little bit. I'm not saying that you have to move it a lot, but let's say you need to be there on a Thursday, but you'd be fine if you had to get there on a Tuesday. That would be fine for you. That'd just be like an extra day on your Airbnb or whatever. People that aren't, their plans aren't ruined if they have a 4-hour layover somewhere. All right, people like that would benefit as well from it. people that, like myself, run their own business and can set their own schedule, right? So you can go somewhere and it really doesn't matter what day you get back because you don't have a work schedule where you can't be late getting back. Now, if you are a person with a job or whatever, you can still use it. You just have to give yourself some cushion because let me tell you some of the things that can happen with these GoWild passes. Your connection flights can get canceled or delayed. And then if you didn't buy the refundable thing on there, then you can end up having to buy another flight. You could get stuck in the city for an extra few hours. Sometimes I had one, luckily it was on my birthday trip, but I had one where my flight wasn't until the next day. So obviously that kind of sucked, But in my particular situation, I was stuck in San Diego, which is one of my favorite cities on the planet. So I wasn't complaining that I was stuck in San Diego. So, if you're a digital nomad or like a remote worker, where you can work from anywhere in the world. Let me turn this way so I can see some of this crazy stuff going on behind me. But yeah, if you're the type of person that, you can work remotely and your schedule can be flexible, that's somebody else who this GoWild Pass would be good for. Yeah, so those are some of the people that will highly benefit from having it. But if you're not that type of person with the flexible schedule, I think, like I said, there's still some use cases where you could do it. Just plan for delays. So like let's say you put in your vacation time and you're going to be off Thursday. You're going to be off for a week and a half from Thursday until whatever a week and a half is from that Thursday. So the Tuesday or Wednesday after that, you could still use the pass, but in that particular case, you don't want to book your flights on the last day, when you need to be back. You would want to plan to leave like a day earlier so that if there are delays, you still get back on time. If you get back early, cool. But if you get back later, you're still on time. For somebody like me, I can set my own schedule, so I just need to get back at some point. If I'm delayed a day or 2 or 3 or even 4, it really doesn't matter because I have a team, you know what I mean? So if we have a photo shoot or something, we can have somebody cover my spot. But for y'all folks that need to be on a tight schedule, just be mindful of that. All right, so that's the GoWild Pass. Hopefully that was helpful. This is my second year on it, and I honestly haven't used it as much this year as I have in the past, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't know if I'm going to renew it after this year. We'll see how the rest of the year goes, but I don't think I've used it yet this year because one thing I think the GoWild Pass is missing is the ability to pay for it with like a store card or something like that. And I've been using that method a lot lately to help like build my credit and stuff like that. So because of that, I haven't been using Frontier. I've been using like Expedia and, stuff like that to build up my credit. Just because of the type of credit I'm using to build my credit. They don't accept it on Frontier. It's accepted on Expedia. All right. So keep all of those things in mind. But yeah, you can save a lot of money. And then just like what is the cheapest flight I ever paid for using the GoWild Pass? Probably $19. I think I had a flight that was $19. Yeah, so just think about that. $19 to fly somewhere. Nuts. So yeah, if you're using it a lot, it's a great value. If you're not using it, it's a waste of money. If you're using it a little, you might break even depending on which package you get. So be mindful of like the season that you're going to travel a lot in. They have a summer pass, a winter pass. They have seasonal passes or they have the all year passes. So just depending on what you're trying to do, there could be something there. I'm not I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10 because I wish you could do round trip with it, and I wish that the discount was more consistent. I'm not saying it has to be the same, but sometimes the discount is not that much, and other times it's huge. So I wish there was less variance with the amount of discount. I wish the blackout dates it is what it is, but that's also something a lot of times you want to travel when there might be blackout dates. When it's like Christmas or a holiday or whatever. A lot of times the blackout days are on the days when you would likely travel, so that sucks. But you can always travel like slightly early if you have that option. So you can, come a little bit earlier than the holiday and then stay a little bit later. So there are some ways to get around that, but it's just not as clean of a thing when there's blackout dates, because that kind of messes with your planning. But hopefully this helps. Let me know what you guys think of the Frontier GoWild Pass. I have been traveling. I just haven't been using Frontier for like stateside trips. I've been traveling international a lot more. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. It's your boy, the big kid. I'm a big kid, man. I just like to travel, man, and do what I couldn't do in my 20s, like I've said before. But that's it for this one. I'm going to go ahead and catch my taxi to my hotel because it's about time for some food. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hope this one has been beneficial. If so, leave a comment below, and we will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.